He's big, he's bold, and he's the horse on everyone's lips.
Oh, but have a look at this horse go. It is all over. Shut the gate. Hasselhoof, as easy as you like. Wow, what a win.
Such is Hasselhoof's popularity, the 4-year-old gelding has merchandise with his name emblazoned across it, as well as his own Facebook and Twitter page, where his interests include chasing fillies, long beach runs, and soaking up paddock time. Of course, he also likes to run fast, very fast.
The Hoof has made the lead. Hasselhoof. Here's Tabby down the outside, starting to warm up. Consensus coming after him as well, still there, Arion. It's Hasselhoof in front. He's a length and a half clear. Consensus, Tabby are trying hard and out wide. It's Rasalilla. It's the Hoof. Boom! Just like that. Hasselhoof 6 from 6. He wins the Ritual Mile.
The Donna Logan and Chris Gibbs trained galloper put his unbeaten credentials on the line last start in his toughest test to date, the Group 2 Rich Hill Mile. Since then, the Hoof, as he has become known to those around him and his legion of fans, has returned to the relaxed surrounds of his Ruakaka base.
We did a little bit of work just to keep him ticking over. It's more of a maintenance thing. Now that we've made this decision to go to Sydney, we just want to keep him on that nice fresh side and keep a little bit of speed in his legs, but he's eaten up, he looks well, and no, we're very happy. He loves attention. Both of them do, actually. The two, all the Tavistocks do. I think it's a trait that the sire's given them, that they, and I know we had Lady Tavistock up here looking at him the other day, and she said she's noticed that Tavistock himself was a horse that just loves human company. He's quite happy in his own company, doesn't necessarily need other horses around him, and as soon as you walk in his yard, they just walk straight to you. They don't wait for you to go to them, so he's got a lovely nature.
The son of Tavistock stands at almost 17 hands high, and the team contest he still has learning and maturing to do. But one thing Donna and Chris have given him is time.
The spacing between runs is probably better for him. He was a horse that took a long time. I know Donna put a hell of a lot of time into the horse, just through being patient and waiting for him to develop rather than pushing him early, because it would have been quite easy. He always had a lot of ability, but sometimes you've just got to go a little bit easy, and small steps is better, and then all of a sudden you can do the giant leaps later on. He was always quite a leggy yearling, and I think that showed early in the day. It was the type of horse that Donna loves to buy, and luckily Samantha, her daughter, was spotted the horse and knew that it was exactly the type of horse that her mum would go for. So then, therefore, she just fell in love with the horse and knew that he'd just take time. Whereas the other horse, like Volkstock and Barrel, was just more of he sort of knew on type that he'd get up and run a little bit earlier.
Donna and Chris have now decided the time is right for the Hoof to head across the ditch for potentially a 2-start mission, culminating in the listed Parramatta Cup run at Rose Hill.
We made this decision and then we thought, well, the only race for him is the Million Night. It's 2,200, and it was just that big step from a mile to 2,200, third start. We were quite confident the horse could win it, and then everyone's made this other comment saying, well, where do we go from there? And they're exactly right. Where do you go from that race? And so we just said, look, let's sit down and come up with another option. And we've got good people around us, and we all had to put our heads together, and this is what we've done. So we've decided to keep him fresh without throwing him in the deep end too much in Sydney. We're just going to head for a nice open mile. So that's our plan. We'll head over about February the 3rd on the plane. All going well, of course. He'd have to settle in. If he settles in well and eats well, and of course if he won his first run, then we carry on. If anything happened, and he failed miserably, or something went wrong, we just bring him home.
There is then the potential to target some incredibly rich races in Sydney come the autumn.
I think the autumn is really something that we'll see how he handles this trip. It's going to be a big change for him. I can't see it being a problem, but he's probably just a little bit more mentally immature than Volkstock and Barrel was. Volkstock and Barrel is a lovely horse that you could just take anywhere, and he'd settle in and eat and do things. This horse is going to be it's a real experiment, but he's got to do it, and he's got to step up and travel and race, and it's just as easy to go to Sydney as it is to travel all the way to Wellington, so we're going to do that.
As the wins notch up and his profile continues to rise, Hasselhoof has started to transcend the sport of racing, making his way well into the mainstream, with the Hoff now following the Hoof on Twitter.
That's a hard case. I read that article. I think that's amazing. I know they were chatting to him about, I'm not quite sure, but they had been in contact with his people, like our people have been in contact with his people, and so it's getting quite It's interesting, isn't it? I'm just watching the space because social media, guys, I'm an absolute dummy.
So with the hype and hysteria that often goes with an exceptional horse, let alone one who is yet to taste defeat, is the team starting to feel the pressure?
We feel it to a certain extent, more so race day. I think as we just go through our day, the horse is a lovely horse to deal with. He comes in, he's in his routine. The staff, they got their routine, and he just rolls through the system. And yeah, we just mix his work up. We take him to the beach, we take him to the track. And he's enjoying life. He's a happy horse, and all the other horses are happy, which is, and if they're happy, the staff are happy, and everything just keeps rolling along. So we're very lucky at the moment.